Republican candidates. Wisconsin lost earlier this year largely due early and mail-in voting by Democrats. And Republicans in Pennsylvania have struggled to persuade their base vote by mail after statewide losses. 2022. About 545,000 New Jerseyans voted mostly by mail ahead of the legislative election. According to the Associated Press, about 329,000 of them were registered Democrats and only 129,500 were registered Republicans. These differences could be decisive in a low-turnout election where state lawmakers are at the top of the vote. This is something Republicans need to overcome. The idea that we should be voting by mail or races are being stolen by mail. That's simply not true, said Chris Russell, a Republican strategist who has worked on several legislative campaigns in New Jersey and at an independent spending group. There are certainly examples of voter, but the idea that there was widespread voter is not true. And as long as our people continue to believe it, we will lose elections. New Jersey Democrats have spent years developing vote-by-mail programs. In 2018 and 2019, they passed laws that automatically sent mail-in ballots to everyone who registered to vote in the 2016, 2017 and 2018 elections. This led to thousands of disproportionate Democratic voters who normally only participate in higher-profile elections receiving mail-in ballots for off-year state legislative elections. At same time, then-President Trump, who remains party's most influential figure, sowed doubt among Republican base about integrity of mail-in voting. Republicans knew they had a problem. The Republican State Leadership Committee has spent nearly $1 million to promote mail-in voting in New Jersey. The Republican State Committee also tried to encourage this, but they continued to be dwarfed by Democrats, who already had an advantage of nearly 1 million registered voters. By this year, it was clear that Democrats were not undermining their own vote with mail-in voting and early voting. They were doing a better job of converting infrequent voters into voters year after year, said Tom Chemaisky, former executive director of state GOP who advised Republican State Leadership Committee on vote-by-mail program. More Republicans voted by mail in nearly every legislative district of the targeted states compared to the last state-level election in 2021, Chemaisky said. But obviously digging a crater-sized hole can't be done in a single cycle. He said, Republicans didn't place the blame solely on mail-in voting. Democrats are pushing back against last year's U.S. Supreme Court decision in Roe v. They viciously attacked Republicans on abortion after Wade dropped his case. They spent millions on ads suggesting they would restrict access abortion if they came to power, and used 2020 Facebook comments by State Sen. Ed Durr that women had the option keep their legs covered as an albatross for Republicans in the state. Republicans responded by accusing Democrats